What's going on, Savvy family? Kellen here, and in today's video I am going to teach you how to budget your money in less than 5 minutes and actually stick to it. Now, why am I telling you this? Why did I make this video? Because budgeting is so important. If there's one thing that you can do moving into the new year financially, it's learning how to budget your money. It's learning how to be purposeful with your money and give yourself permission to spend money the way you want. A budget's simply a plan for your money. Every single dollar has a plan. It's an agreement with you and your money on how you're going to spend it, with you and your spouse on how you want to spend it with your family. So let's jump into this video. I'm going to break it down in under 5 minutes. All right, the first thing you want to get hold of is your income, and you're going to gather your pay stubs with you and your spouse, and you're going to figure out how much money you actually take home each month. After taxes, how much is hitting your bank account. So the average household income is about $50,000 a year. Subtract the taxes, you're right around that $36,000 to $35,000. So for our income, our take-home income is going to be $3,000. That's the amount of money we are going to use and work with to create our budget from, is $3,000. All right, after you have your monthly take-home income down, we want to break down our expenses on where our money is going with variable expenses and fixed expenses. So fixed expenses, to break it down, are expenses that do not change month to month, and variable are ones that can fluctuate depending on what type of month it is. So charity, it's recommended you help the community, help your church. 10% is what the Bible says, but you want to do it with a giving heart. So whatever your heart tells you to do, we're going to put 10% down. So $300 is going directly towards charity right off the bat. Savings, we also recommend you want at least 10% of your income. That's the bare minimum that you should be able to save and put into your savings account, put towards investments, is 10%. So 10% of 3,000 is also 300. So we're already $600 in the hole from our 3,000. Housing, we're gonna put at $1,000. Obviously, this depends on where you live. For us, we just moved. It's a lot more than it used to be. We're over $2,000 a month in housing. Really depends on where you live. Like I said, some places are a lot cheaper to live at than others. And we're gonna move right along to utilities here. Utilities, I put down, I believe, 125. So that is your gas and electric. Again, depends on where you live. If you live in a place that's super hot like Florida, you're gonna have a lot of electric bills trying to cool your house down. We have snow on the ground, so there's a lot of heating as well. Next is going to be your food budget. So we have a family of 3 here, and we are right around $400. It's a lot lower than what other people do. This includes your takeout, your groceries, your dining in. We try to keep that as low as possible. Just trying to do a broad budget to kind of explain what this looks like and keep it step by step for you. Next, we're gonna have transportation. This is gonna be your gas, fuel, and all of that stuff. Personal, we're gonna put it $100, and this is money that you can use however you want. So if you have a spouse, me and Brittany, we both have personal budgets within our budget. So we both get $100 a month where we can spend it however we want. And there's no fighting about it. There's no second guessing each other. That $100 is hers, that $100 is mine, and you can use it however you want. Recreation, we'll put it $100 as well. This is your dining out, going out for entertainment, going to the movies, bringing your kids to the zoo, stuff that is going to be enjoyable for your family. And we have debts. I put $200 here, so say we're talking about student loan debt, car payments, anything that requires debt payments, credit card payments. That's gonna take a big chunk of your income as well to pay off each month. And then miscellaneous, we like to have a miscellaneous, kind of like a catch-all category, because a budget is simply a forecast of what your spending is going to be for the month, and you never really know. You can adjust it as best you can. When you're first starting out, you're going to be way off on your estimates. As you get going and you budget month after month, it's going to get much easier, and your numbers are going to be way more dialed in on what they should be. So miscellaneous, we have 175 left, and now at the end you should have a zero balanced budget. So each dollar that you earn should go towards a category, should be purposeful with your money on where you want it to go. Now, why am I teaching you how to budget? Because when you budget, you can be purposeful with your money and you can use it the way you want. It gives you freedom to spend more money on where you prioritize in life. So as we're looking down here, there's areas that we can improve. Maybe it's housing, maybe we live in too big of a house, we can move. Obviously that's a huge change. Transportation, maybe you're driving around in too big of a car. Or entertainment, this personal and recreation, maybe you can knock out both of those for a couple months, and instead of putting $200 towards your debt, you can now put $400 towards your debt and triple or quadruple the amount of time, or cut back the amount of time that will take you to pay off debt. So This is when you have your budget, everything's planned out, now you're gonna review it. Where are the areas that we're spending too much money? Where are the areas that we are wasting money, that we don't prioritize? Like, say your food budget's $600 a month and there's only 3 of you in your family. Maybe there's areas that you can cut back. You can eat out only once a week instead of 3 times a week, and put that money towards debt, because we all know debt, you are the slave to the lender, and you do not want to be the slave to the lender. You want to get out of debt as quickly as possible and really live that rich life, that life of freedom. All right, so that was basically breaking down a monthly budget as simple as possible, less than 5 minutes. We started on pen and paper. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the month, you're gonna go back through your spending and really track and see where you ended up in all the categories. Pen and paper works great. We have a budget template. I'll link it below that you can grab. It's absolutely free. If you wanna get more advanced, you can use tools like Mint, Personal Capital, YNAB, Excel. There's so many different options. You really need to find one that works for you and focus on achieving those budgets for you and your family, because it is so important. Like I said, this is the one thing that you want to do this year moving forward that's really going to have a humongous impact on your financial future and your ability to stop living paycheck to paycheck and put your money where your mouth is, put your money where you want it to go. Now, one of the questions that we get asked all the time is, how do you stick to the budget? How do you do that? I will say it is hard when you first start. Just like any other habit, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take patience, it's gonna take testing and failing, but please just give it a shot. Give it a shot 1 month, 2 months, 3 months in. It will become a habit and it'll be so much easier to do. And one thing I've found personally, whenever I'm trying to make a new habit, make a change in my life, whether it's a huge change or a little change, you have to dig deep on what your why is. If you're just saying, I'm gonna budget because Kellen told me to on the Savvy Couple channel, you're gonna fail. You need to dig deep and say, why did I just search for this video? Why did I find this video? Why am I watching it till the end? What is that why? Find out what that big why is. Is it because you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck? Is it because at nighttime you're up awake and not being able to sleep because you're so stressed about the next thing that's going to happen in your life that you're not going to be able to afford? Is it because you're sick and tired of living in debt and you want to change your life? Do you want to be able to quit your job and quit the 9 to 5 and start an online business or start something on your own freelancing? Do you want to leave a legacy for your family? There's so many different whys and it's different for every person, but you really need to focus on yours, and that's gonna set you up for success with budgeting. All right, I wanna leave you with this last analogy with a budget that kind of helps you visualize why it's so important. So pretend like you and your family are packing up the car, you're going on a family trip, you're going down south to enjoy the nice weather, 2,000-mile trip. You start taking off, you don't put the GPS in. What are the chances that you're gonna end up in the right destination? Slim to none. That's a huge trip. Just like life is a long journey. You need to have a GPS, you need to have a plan for your money. And that's what a budget does. It allows you to spend the money the way you want in addition to the way you need to. And that is my final thought. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe so you don't miss any other videos from the Savvy Couple. Appreciate a thumbs up, helps the algorithm, gets this message out to more people. I want people to learn how to budget as quickly and easily as possible. Hopefully this was helpful. We'll see you on the next one.